So just talking about the class levels we have at Absolute MMA, we have the intro class, which is really supposed to be like your first 8 or 9 lessons of Jiu-Jitsu. The aim of that is to give you a broad understanding of the different positions you might encounter and some of the major submissions. So you're ready to then move into the next class, which is the level 1 class. In level 1 class, I go into a bit more detail of the fundamentals of Jiu-Jitsu. So we cover the major positions that you're going to be working from, and we go all the way from escapes through to developing a good guard game, some takedown positions, passing the guard, controls, and finishes. So there's a lot more depth in the level 1 class. At the same time, it is a reasonably narrow scope. We don't cover all the different types of guards and options you have throughout Jiu-Jitsu, because that's quite a large topic, and we reserve that for the level 2 classes, which is where we start to now take one theme and spend might be 2 or 3 weeks on it, and we start to build all the different reactions you can have from some of the common positions and some of the less common positions of Jiu-Jitsu as well. So for the level 2 class, you need to be 2 stripes or above on white belt, just so we know you've got the fundamentals behind you before you start learning some of these more advanced techniques. So just to recap on that, intro class, basically your first 8 classes. Level 1, anyone can come to, but it's really aimed at people for their first 6 to 12 months of training Jiu-Jitsu. And level 2, 2 stripes on the white belt and above. So that's people who have been training for roughly a year or so onwards. You can generally join that class. And lastly, we have level 3 class and the pro class. Those are both for blue belt and above. Pros for people who are actively competing, and that tends to be run in the morning. So a common question is, when can I join the level 1 class? So we recommend you start with the intro class, but you absolutely can also join in a level 1 class. Expect there to be a bit more detail, so you might be a little bit lost, but you should be able to pick up and follow along with those classes. So you can absolutely go straight into that too. It's more actually that you'll move beyond the intro class quite quickly. It's just repeating 9 classes on very broad detail. Pretty quickly you're going to want to move on to the level 1 and get more detail so you can start to pick up some of the mistakes you're making. So the content from Submeta, which is also taught in the intro and level 1 classes, is also the same thing you'll be tested on for the syllabus. So as you grade, there's some certain techniques we want you to know as you progress. After level 1, once you get your 3rd stripe on your white belt, we start looking at more advanced things, and it will still be using Submeta, but it's a little bit different, and you'll know once you get to that. If you have any more questions, please speak to your instructor to find out more.